Good morning, everyone. Good morning, almost good afternoon. It is 11:02 Eastern Standard Time. I have never done a live before, so just so you know that, in case, I don't know, I see a bunch of buttons at the bottom and whatever, but I don't know, I felt led to do this, just get on here really quick, and then I can download this video and post it in all my other outlets. I have a work shift today at 11:30, so I can't make this very long. Well, most of you know, especially if you're in the United States, and even if you're not in the United States, that today is November 3rd, Election Day. And no, don't worry, I'm not here to talk about politics, but it's about the energy. So one of the reasons I was inspired to get on here and do this is because I ended up making sure looking for Wolfgang. I ended up shielding right away before we went to the voting booth. Hey, Darrell, what's up? So right before we went to the voting booth, I immediately began to feel anxiety, and I was like, oh shit, I am definitely picking up on the collective energy, because I woke up and didn't feel anxious. And so I immediately started shielding and told Ty, hey, we need to make sure we shield. I'm already feeling people. I was like, wow, okay, so people are feeling pretty anxious today. And I think that's how the collective has been feeling in general, okay? It's not just today. Hold on, let me grab some tea. It's not just today, because, right, we've got a lot of stuff going on in our country, the United States, and around the world. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick before I gotta go to work, just to remind you, no matter where you are on your spiritual path, take some time to ground yourself today, to clear yourself, and shield yourself. Whether you care about the politics or not, right? For me, to be completely honest, I don't care so much about the politics as much as I used to when I was younger. And I'll tell you why now. And this was one of the main reasons I was inspired to get on here real fast, because my friend who is Canadian, she's living in India, and she asked me how today is and what the energy is like, and she has been keeping up with our news and with what's going on in the United States. So she asked me, how's the energy today? How's the collective energy? How do you feel? And I was like, oh, thanks for asking, And I was like, funny that you ask, because when I woke up, I immediately felt anxiety, and I knew it wasn't my anxiety. Thank God and Goddess, right? Thank the universe and myself, I guess, for all the inner work I do, that I was able to discern that it wasn't my anxiety, and that it was collective, anxiety. And, the thing is, if you're not sure if you're picking up on the collective versus something with you, that's okay. Regardless, whatever energy you feel, whatever emotion emotion is energy in motion, right? It transforms. Or translates as an emotion. Regardless of where it came from, the point is to acknowledge what you're feeling. So that's the power of feeling. It's a power. You don't want to suppress what you feel. You want to acknowledge what you're feeling, and then take it a step further and you clear it. You can use spiritual tools to clear energy, or send out prayers. If you are able to tell where it's coming from, or specifically who or whatever, you can send prayers, intentions to that person who's going through something or whatever. So I send my well wishes to you and ask that you ground, clear, shield today. And back to my story, sorry. So she asked how I was feeling, yada yada, and I told her I was picking up on anxiety, and I cleared it and I shielded for me and Ty. And after that, I felt good. I felt fine. And when I went to the polling booth, if people were feeling anxious there, I didn't feel it, which was nice. And I shared with her that I've been noticing something for the past month. And before I noticed it for the past month, I was getting signs previously before it started. I began seeing like cars on the side of the highway for a while, and my attention kept getting drawn to it. And I'm like, why do I keep getting drawn to seeing cars on the side of the highway? And I was like, I think I'm being told that I need to be very, very careful when I drive. Very careful. And mouth is dry this morning. And so then I was like, let me pay attention. Let me be more mindful. Let me also make sure our car has enough fluids, because I'm all over the place sometimes, and car maintenance is not something I'm great at. So, okay, universe, thank you for, bringing my attention to that. We'll make sure that we take care of our car and that we're mindful when we drive. So then this past month has been bananas when you drive. At least for people who live, for me in Louisville, Kentucky, okay? Like, I am seeing car wrecks every freaking day. Multiple ones too. It's not just one. Every single day. And it's like 2 to 5 car collisions on the highway. And then saw one, not even on the highway, but to get on the highway, off Southern. And I was just like, wow. I mean, people are really manic. People are frantic. People are disembodied. And I can definitely tell a lot of people are pissed. Like, it's just a mix of emotions. And it's not just because, elections, because of everything going on with COVID. A lot of people are hurting financially. A lot of people are having to go through so many changes. It's hard for a lot of people. And then you have the elections. You have all the Breonna Taylor stuff that was going on. You have all of this stuff around racial injustice and the police crap. And, so, I mean, a lot of people are just feeling a lot of stuff. And it's not just for Kentuckians, right? This is happening on a national scale and on a global scale. We are all going through and feeling stuff. And obviously, in combination with astrological alignments, this is causing us. It's, triggering for things to come forth for us to feel, to experience, to transmute, to heal, to move through. And as I talk about in all my content, because that's all I talk about, is healing and transmuting energy, and for us to return to our alignment, to return to our true self, to return to our soul wisdom, right? Our soul wisdom, our spiritual nature. And that's such a great way. Thanks, universe and intuition. So me saying that brings me back around to what I said to my friend when she asked me how I'm feeling. I was like, I picked up on anxiety, I shielded it, and now I'm good. And I was like, honestly, you are definitely following our news more than I am. I don't tune into that. I was like, for me, number one is the spiritual realm. For me, number one is the spiritual. And that's where I do most of my work. Pretty much all my work, right? And so that's why I come off as a very antisocial person, hermit. It's because I'm constantly doing energetic work in inner worlds that is like something you can't see. And if you're someone who is open to that, then yeah, I'll sit there and discuss stuff all day with you. But if you're not, I'm really quiet. But so that's the main thing. So like, even though I am picking up on certain things that is happening in the physical world, right, and news and what's actually happening, for me, number one, and as are the laws of the universe, it has to happen in the spiritual first. So for me, my focus and all my faith goes into the spirit realm, where so much is happening in the spirit realm, and it has been for a long ass time. And I've talked about it in all kinds of videos, and even recently about how it's just really coming all together for me in a different way now, in a clearer picture, actually, that I, along with many other light workers, we were activated and triggered into our awakening, our history, our soul memory at such a perfect time, obviously on purpose, for a huge reason. And that was, we needed to hurry up and go through our spiritual boot camp and purge distortions so that we were more in alignment with ourselves, so that we can be of service now. Like, I can't even imagine where I would be right now if I did not go through the things I had gone through years ago and went through this amazing yet crazy journey that I had like for years. I sit there and say that, my awakening, my activation happened in 2011, 2012. But when I really began thinking about it the other day, I realized that spirit and my soul and my guides were really trying to get my attention for a very long time. It's just that I was very scared of going into the unknown, the unseen, because, I guess that's just ego. So I imagine that's how a lot of people feel when they do begin to experience stuff, and they're just like, oh God, like, no, I don't want to go there. For me, I didn't want to go there because when I was younger, the spirit realm was just completely open, and I constantly saw and heard, and I was just constantly scared and didn't fully understand. And to an extent, I had one parent who was able to help me at times to understand my gift, and more or less. And I'm grateful for that. It would have been amazing if I had someone who had the gifts that I did, or who was like an elder who could have guided me through my childhood and, through teenhood and everything like that. Hi. I don't recognize the name, but hi. And like I said earlier, I'm like new to the live thing, so I don't hear it. It looks like I can wave at you guys. So, where was I with that? Oh yeah, so spirit, like that's something that I've, been tuned into my whole life. And like I said, my guides and my soul were really calling me the whole time, and I was just too scared. When you have clairaudience, you're like, oh, hell no. I don't want to, what did I just hear? You know what I mean? And when you see stuff and feel stuff, you're like, oh, hell no. Oh my God, my house is haunted or whatever. So I ran away from my gifts for a very long time. So, and then when I got to college, that was really I was already my senior year going through what I guess a lot of people will call the dark night of the soul, and like an identity crisis again. And I mean, I think a lot of people go through that anyways, in high school towards the end, because they're like, oh God, now that this is over, what do I do now? Oh, these people are going to college and this and that. Like, and so just like everyone else, I was feeling those emotions, but I was so not organized. Like, so many of my classmates, I was like, what the hell? How do you even know what the fuck you want to do with the rest of your life? Like, we are only 17, 18, dude. Chill. So it's like, I went through this very emotional thing, but a very spiritual thing that I didn't really realize at the time. And so, my path was calling me for a very long time. So I was in and out of it, in and out of this awakening and kind of fighting it. And going off to college, I definitely then did surrender to my spiritual life at some point, because just I had to learn some lessons while in college, trusting people that were not trustworthy, and just their lifestyle. I try to do what everybody tries to do, right? Hang out with a bunch of people and drink and party. And I was just like, this is not me. Like, this is just not doing it for me. And I love learning, period, and love expanding my knowledge and everything. And so I didn't like that, all that, social stuff was interfering with my studies. So anyways, in and out of my awakening. So it's like I realized that since I was like 18, I have been in this training, a spiritual training ground, just so I can be ready, at least to the extent that I am now, to help whoever I can. And I don't know, my friend was asking other stuff, and for me it was just more like, well, let me back up. She was saying, I wonder which timeline we're going to end up on, and I'm so excited about that. Of course I am too, but I already know, and I have faith, and I know that us light workers, we already carry the codes. We are here with the codes activated for New Earth. We are here bringing in the fifth dimension living. We are here with the higher codes. We are the bridge. We are the rainbow tribe, and so many of you are, maybe if you don't even realize it. Okay. Like if any of this has interested you, then it's calling out to you, and I pray that it activates you in some way for you to remember who you are, to remember your purpose here now on planet Earth and with what's going on. So for me, I'm not so tuned into like the politics and everything. I'm tuned into what's happening spiritually in the spirit realms. And so let me tell you what's happening in the spirit realms. For years, okay, and it's gotten kind of scary at times because of the experiences I've had in my life here in this lifetime. But in the spirit realm, there has been a huge struggle between parasitic energies, and then you have the high vibrational energies. And when you know this, and you can feel this going on, and you are perhaps one of the people helping to transmute these parasitic energies, then you are definitely able to see in the physical world how it has been manifesting and how it has been manifested even before we started doing our work. Okay, these parasitic energies have permeated throughout our planet in the material world. There's people amongst us who have parasitic energy. They're in our religious institutions. They are in our educational systems. They are in our political systems. They are leaders. They are religious leaders. They are everyday schmo Joes. They are everywhere. And then you have people who are here with higher vibrational energies, and it's the same. But we're all spread out everywhere. Maybe some of us are more well known. Maybe some of us are leaders. And let me just say, some people that we think are religious leaders, like I said, really, they are of a parasitic nature. They are not of high vibration, of love, coming from, a higher vibration. Let's just put it at that. So basically, yeah, there's corruption even where you would think there wouldn't be corruption. And, oh boy, where do I even start? I have some videos on it because I know I can't go into too much detail. I got like 5 more minutes that I can spare, and then I gotta get to work. I do suggest exposing, I think it's called Exposing the Parasitic System or Structure. That was a series, or is a series, that I hope Ty and I continue. We put out our intro video right before we went through our own catalyst, our own little Kali energy phase, and lost our home and everything. And so basically what a lot of people are going through now with COVID, we already went through it like a little over a year ago. So we put out a video knowing, we were like, ooh, we know that part of what's happening to us right now is because of parasitic energies, and our work that we do, we were getting like pushback. So whenever we were putting out work into the world to help people wake up to what's really going on, stuff would happen to us. And at first we were kind of like lost in emotion. I'm like, hold up, no. Oh my God. And like really sat with it and went into spirit with it. I was like, wow, this is pushback. Like, they don't want me to speak up. They don't want you to speak up. They don't want us doing what we're doing. So F them. I'm still putting out this video and we're going to expose them. So there's a video, there's a series. If you go to my YouTube channel, click on the playlist tab, and somewhere in there you'll see the exposing the parasitic paradigm or structure or something like that. Sorry, I just keep checking on Wolf. He's barking out there. And matter of fact, now I'm actually nervous. Give me a second. Wolfgang. Oh, okay. Such a little booger. Okay, anyways, so that playlist, kind of along the same wavelength, I would definitely suggest Blooming with Mother Ayahuasca, that playlist, especially embodiment, physical embodiment. That's episode 2, because that will let you in on how important it is for us to be physically embodied in our body. You know, when we're not embodied, we are not fully here. And I'll explain it more in that video. You'll understand it in a more clear way. And I thank you, Mother Ayahuasca, and thank you, Mother, Heavenly Mother, for that, for giving me that transmission and the words to relay to all of you on that. I also put out a video in 2017 or 17, I want to say, because that is when we had a huge timeline shifts and merge. It was really wacky and weird and strange. Hi there. I can't really tell who you are. I thought you were my cousin for a minute, but hi, thank you for joining. And so in 2017, I don't know if any of you are going to resonate with this, or if you experienced it, or maybe you didn't know what was going on, but we had tons of Mandala effects in 2017. And so if you notice, little details were not adding up. Like, you probably remembered, even if it was something as goofy as like your mug being here today, and you know you left it here on this table, and then when you wake up tomorrow, it's like somewhere else, completely somewhere else. Okay, I know that sounds goofy, but, or even something being in your pocket and then 5 seconds later, it's not in your pocket. Or remembering that you did something with someone and then when you talk to them later, they say, no, we didn't do that. So like little tweaks in details, hiccups in reality. And then there's huge hiccups, okay? So in 2017, Ty and I did this freaking amazing shroom journey, an amazing ceremony with psilocybin. I believe it was Golden Teacher. And in that ceremony, we saw the parasitic energy. And we were like, oh, fuck. And on top of that, I was moving through and purging out it was parasitic perversion. Perversion. If you don't know, I was molested when I was a child. And I did not know that until I drank ayahuasca. The memory came back. So, since then, I have been doing a lot of inner work on sexual trauma, okay, on sexual wounds, and not just from this lifetime, but other lifetimes, and then collective, because that has been happening to women for a long ass time, okay, right? And not just women, men too, but especially women. Women have been treated like property, like a thing for a long time. And I could go into a really long thing about that, but we all know it, so let's just skip over it and I'll do it another time. So in the shroom journey, of course, that came up for me to move through even more. You know, every time I'm with plant medicine, it was to, you know, and for any of you, when you're with plant medicine, the plant kingdom is trying to help you to heal and transmute wounds, okay? Wounds from this lifetime, past lifetimes, anything that you need healing from, and to move beyond ego and to come into alignment with your soul, with who you truly are. And so in the shroom journey, we saw it, but I was able to see in a more physical way, but still in this etheric realm, this parasitic energy. And it was in the form of this really gigantic, gross spider, a huge spider. And it reminded me of a black widow. And what do black widows do, right? Like, don't they like mate with the man and then kill him or whatever? So it's like taking energy and then killing you. Parasitic. Hey, Sarah. Hi. So in the, like I said, in the shroom journey, I'm seeing this spider and I'm like, oh shit. And even before we started that ceremony, like a few days before, I saw this spider when I like tuned into spirit, because we were experiencing all kinds of stuff, and I'll notice when like my partner's energy will change. I'm like, something's up. And when I tuned in, I could see this spider like attacking his field. So I saw this thing prior to seeing it in the shroom journey. So I was like, whoa. So we had to do a lot of energy work to transmute and kick this entity out of our space. And I was like, holy shit, if people only knew. And then like, so during this time while we were doing this journey, I was like, this is such a sick thing that's just been played out on the planet, and for a reason. There is a huge reason why children are molested, and God, that's a whole nother thing, and I gotta get off. I have to work in 2 minutes. But if someone can maybe remind me, or I'll write it down, because this is actually something that I wanted to do for one of the episodes of exposing the parasitic structure. But let me just say that there is a reason why they keep this parasitic pattern in loop for children to be molested, so that there is trauma in the collective field, and so that souls that are incarnating here, even highly evolved souls, it makes it harder for them to stay in alignment and do their work if they're traumatized. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's one of the huge reasons why it continues. And so when we were done with that shroom journey, a day or two later, on the news was all that hot mess about Pizzagate or whatever, with Hillary Clinton and all that stuff with the children and everything. And I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, that was confirmation. And I already saw it in the spirit realms before I saw it in the physical. Not saying that it just now happened. I'm saying that, holy crap. Hey, well, I'm saying that wow, sorry, you threw me off there. Well, I'm saying that I was able to tune in and see it in the spirit realm, and seeing it in the physical, and seeing it being exposed in the physical. Okay. Finally being exposed and brought forth. So that was confirmation for me, what I was seeing in the spiritual. Okay. And that is one huge example of the parasitic energies, entities, and patterns and structures going on our planet. And we don't have to let that happen anymore. Okay. So that took place in 2017, and then a bunch of wacky stuff started happening. And we had this crazy eclipse that was one of the reasons why we had a timeline merge. So I don't know if any of you were experiencing any of that in 2017. And I'd have to say, since then, time has sped up, at least for me. And there's been opportunities for people to tune into a higher dimension and receive codes so that they can help shift themselves into a different reality, but also a large amounts of people, and then the collective. And so it's like I have been in like this training ground with all that stuff, so I can be here today to speak to you about all this stuff, and to still talk to you and urge the importance of your spiritual life and the spirit realms, and taking care of your energy, acknowledging your energy and taking responsibility for it. Because before anything in the physical world, it's in the spirit realm. It is energetic. Okay. It all has to happen energetically before it manifests in the physical. Things happen faster in the energy, in the spirit realm, rather than the physical. Makes sense, right? Too, because the physical realm is heavier, it's denser, it's 3D. Okay. Hopefully I was not all over the place with that. I kind of rushed through it at the end because now I am late for work. But I really felt that was necessary, and felt like energy coming through. So I know I needed to say that. So once again, let me just remind you that there's stuff on my YouTube that I'm talking about right now. If you go over to my YouTube and then hit the playlist tab, okay, and there's exposing the parasitic structure or something like that, I may have even put it up here in IGTV. Not sure, because with IGTV, with longer videos, I got to get on my desktop to load it rather than my phone. So let me see. So there's that. Blooming with Mother Ayahuasca, episode 2. Okay. Also, I started my podcast, She of the Throne. You can find that on YouTube. You can find it on any podcast platform, She of the Throne. And honestly, I recommend both episodes. And there's free sound healings, by the way, at the end of those. Wait, I have 3 episodes, not 2. Oh my God, I'm crazy. Anyways, and I have a video specifically about what I just mentioned about the parasitic energy and sexual trauma. Okay? That is on there. Please, 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 please check that out. I gotta go now. Maybe I'll try doing this more later. And if you have any questions or anything, feel free to message me. Remember to ground, remember to clear your energy, and remember to shield your space, please. And do your due diligence with your aura maintenance and staying tuned into a higher vibration and not letting anxiety and all that stuff from the outside pull you down, okay? I have to hop off here. I have no idea who just hopped on, but thank you for being here. I'll post this video over in my IGT afterwards. Have a blessed day. Bye.